Welcome to Colossal Mathematics class. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button so that you can get to see more videos. Alright, today we'll be talking about indical quadratic equation, that is quadratic equation in form of indices. I'll be looking at few examples today. So let's start with an example. Let's say I have a question like 2 raised to the power x plus 4 times 2 raised to the power, okay, this is to be 2 raised to the power 2x, then 2 raised to the power x minus 5 equals to 0. So if I'm to solve this kind of example, how will I go about it? Very simple. The first step you need to do is to change, since you have something like this in the equation 2 raised to the power x, just try to change this guy here to something like this. And how do you do that? Remember the law of indices, the power law that says if you have something like this, it will be a raised to the power x plus y. So that means this 2 raised to the power 2x, you can also put it as 2 raised to the power what? X multiplied by what? 2, which will still give you what? This. Have you got what I'm saying? So I can write this 2 raised to the power 2x as 2 raised to the power x multiplying the power of what? 2 now, plus 4 times 2 raised to the power what? X minus 5 equals to 0. Have you got what I'm saying now? So since you have something like this now, then it is very easy. So you would now represent this 2 raised to the power x with any letter. So just say let 2 raised to the power x, let 2 raised to the power x be y. So that means anywhere you see 2 raised to the power x now, you put y, and that will be what? Y squared plus 4 times y minus 5 equals to 0, and that will be what? Y squared minus what? 4y minus 5, plus 4y minus 5 equals to 0. So since you add this now, it is now very much more easier to solve. So let me solve this using the quadratic equation formula. The quadratic equation formula that says that x equals to plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. But here I'm finding y, so let me say y equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over what? 2a. And that will give you what? Y equals to, what's your b? Your b is 4, and that will be minus 4 plus or minus square root of minus 4 squared minus 4. What's your a? Your a is 1, which is the coefficient of y here, 1. Then your c is what? Minus 5 all over what? 2 times 1, which is your a. And that was y equals to minus 4 plus or minus square root of what? 16 plus what? 16 plus 20. That's minus 4 times 1 times minus 5 will give you 20 all over 2. And that will be y equals to minus 4 plus or minus square root of what? 36 all over 2. And that will give you y equals to minus 4 plus or minus 6, because the square root of 36 is 6 all over what? 2. So now split them now, and that will be minus 4 plus 6, or minus 4 minus 6 all over 2 over what? 2. And that will be what? Y equals to what? Okay, that will be plus 2 here. That will be plus 2 over 2, or minus 10 all over what? 2. And then your y will now be what? 1 or minus 5. Now this will not be your final answer, because you represented your y with what? You represented your 2 raised to the power x with y. So you will now recall. So you now say recall that y is equals to 2 raised to the power x. So when y is equals to 1. Now when y equals 1, you now have 1 equals what? 2 raised to power x. Then you now put this one in form of this. Remember our last topic, indical equation. So this can be 2 raised to power 0 because n raised to power 0 is 1 equals to 2 raised to power x. So these two will cancel this and your x will be what? 0. So when y equals minus 5, there will be no solution because of this negative sign here, and also 5 cannot be expressed in indical form of 2 raised to power x. So that is the first answer. So your final answer here is that what? Your x equals to what? 2 raised to power 0. So if you look at this, if you put 0 here, you will get 0. So 2 raised to power 2 times 0, 2 times 0 is 0, 2 raised to power 0 is 1, 1 plus 4 is 5, and 2 raised to power 0 here is 1, 4 times 1, 4, so 1 plus 5, 5 minus 5, 0. So that is how to check whether your answer is correct. Do we understand that now? So I'm sure you've learned something very important today. Let's see one example more before we continue. Let's see example 2 here. I have a question. 4 raised to power a minus 2a minus 2 raised to power a plus 2 minus 32 equals to 0. How will you solve this? Very simple. The first thing you have to check here is to first express 4 as indices, and so your 4 raised to power a can be 2 raised to power what? 2a, and your 2 raised to power 2a can also be what? 2 raised to power what? A all squared. Are you get what I'm saying? So that's the first thing we'll be changing. Then the next thing we'll be changing is 2 raised to power what? A plus 2. Can write our 2 raised to power a plus 2, applying first law of indices, which is the division, I said division, which is the multiplication law. And if you apply the multiplication law here, that will be what? 2 raised to power a times 2 raised to power what? 2. Because in multiplication law it says if you have the same base, you choose one and we add the power. So that is it here. So the equation will now become, so this equation here will now become 2 raised to power what? A all squared, like I've done it here, minus 2 raised to power what? A times 2 raised to power 2 minus 32 equals to 0. I'm sure we get that now. So this equation here that I have here is now being expressed as this. So now I'm sure you know what to do now. You can see your 2a is now much more obvious. So you now say let 2 raised to power a be x. So that will now be what? X squared minus x times 2 minus 32 equals to 0. And that will be what? X squared minus 2x minus 32 equals to 0. So you can see that you have a quadratic equation here now. So if you are expressing this quadratic, let me solve this using factorization method. So if I want to solve this using factorization, this 2 raised to power 2 is supposed to be 4 here. This is supposed to be 4. So I will have 4 here. I will have 4. I'm sure we get that now. So if I'm expressing this with quadratic equation, I'm in factorization method, that will be x squared. I will express this into be to have to factor, and that will be minus 8x plus 4x minus 32. I'm sure you got that, because minus 8 times 4 will give you minus 32, and minus 8 plus 4 will give you minus 4. So how will you express this now? What's common between these two? That's x. Then you have x minus 4. What's common between this? Plus 4. Then you have what? X minus what? Oh, this will be 8. Sorry. This will be 8. Then this one will be what? 8 equals to 0. And that will be x minus 8 and what x plus 4 equals to 0. So you know that your x minus 8 equals to 0 or x plus 4 equals to 0. Then you have what x equals to what 8 or x equals to what minus 4. So after this, the next thing to do now is to what the next thing to do now is to recall. So you have to recall that what that x equals to what 2 raised to power what a. So when x equals to 8, you have what 8 equals to what 2 raised to power a. Then your 8, if you express it as power as indices of 2, that will be 2 raised to power 3, because 2 raised to power 3 is 8, then 2 raised to power a. So this will cancel this, then your a will be what 3. Do you get that now? So when x equals to minus 4, that will what minus 4 equals what 2 raised to power a. And minus 4, you can't express it in form of indices. Although if you express it in form of indices, that will be minus 2 raised to power 2, which will give you 4, and that is not minus 4. So therefore, when x is minus 4, there is no solution. So your final answer is a equals to 3. And if you check that, let's check that here. So that will be what 4 raised to power 3 minus 2 raised to power what 3 plus 2 minus 32. 4 raised to power 3. 4 raised to power 2 is 16. 16 raised to power 3 is what 16 times. Okay, 4 raised to power 3 is 4 times 4 times 4. And 4 times 4 is what? 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 4 is what? 64. Minus 2 raised to power 5 minus 32. And 2 raised to power 5, so this 64 minus 2 raised to power 5 is 32 minus 32, and that will be 64 minus 64, and that will give you a 0. So that means you have 0 equals to 0, which has fulfilled the law of equation, and your right hand side, your left hand side is equals to your what? Right hand side. So that will be all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button. Thank you very much.